Welcome back, loves. It's not loves. It's darlings. Should we try it again? Welcome back, darlings. It's Krista K and I'm back again with another video. Girl, the sun just came out. So I'm blocking it with my curtains because, girl, it's too much. I'm about to start sweating. Today's video, they can't relate to how if y'all don't know that song by Maggie Lidenman or something like that, it's basically called Fat Funny Friend. And as the fat funny friend, I can tell you that it's not a life to live. It's not a life to live. Thank God I have the friends that I do, because they always like, bitch, you not just the funny friend, like you talented, smart, all of those things. But sometimes when you're in a group of girls, I'm talking to my girls right now, in a group of girls, and you're mostly the more bigger sized. And when I mean that, I mean it respectfully, because me, I got curves for days, I have thighs for days, I have a bum for days, right? And most of my friends are on the thinner or like smaller scale or size, and I'm even the tallest out of all my friends. So it's like I've always been that friend, and for that, most of the times I've had to overcompensate. Like you gotta have an extra attribute, because you feel like, you know, they wouldn't look at you for the same reason they would look at your friends. And just to wrap all of this up is, babes, nobody is gonna love you if you don't love yourself. I've been in situations where I was meant to make people wanted to make me feel insecure about who I am or the body that I have, and I've just never allowed people to do that. It's a journey. I hope a journey that you'll find yourself on, and you'll take yourself on, and it's not rushed. Take your time. But I just want to tell you that there are a lot of people out there that do feel like sometimes they have to overcompensate or do more of something to be accepted. So yeah, let's get into the video and let's see if we can relate.
Relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie, where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior? Can't relate.
The first one, I can't relate. I'm straight, so I've never had that. But I hope you find someone that will accept you and your friends and family. I know that, let me speak for myself. I know that in African American, basically POC families, it's very, very difficult to basically be queer and be out openly queer, even in POC countries. And when I think of that, I think Africa, the continent, I think Asia, the continent, I think Middle East, all of those. So I hope you find someone that does accept you for who you are, and you know, hang in there.
To how I've drawn out in Sharpie, where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
POC children at the front row. Listen, I'm about to start getting emotional, but I relate to some part of it. I relate to the whole swallowing my anger, swallowing my emotions, to the point where till this day my parents are like, talk to us, like, tell us how you feel, and I'm still there like, no, because every time I did, it used to be a whole, oh, this child used to do that, da 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 da. So it's just like, when they used to ask me, Krista, do this, even though I didn't want to do it, I used to do it. You didn't get the. It used to be so bad that for school, still to this day, for school, if I even get less than a 60, 70, I beat myself up 10 times worse than how my parents would beat me up. Um, I remember in high school I had a really, really bad math teacher, and he barely taught the whole year. And I was telling my parents this the whole year, and I was like, I'm not gonna make it. He's not teaching us anything. And when I got the grades that I did, my parents beat me up. They were like, "What are you gonna become in the future?" Da 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 da. To the point where when I got home, I didn't talk to anybody. I just went into my room. I ate. I slept. That was that, and I went back to school the next day. And till this day, my parents, like, there are certain things that I would never tell my parents, and they're like, "Why don't you tell her things?" And I'm like, if you only knew. But I can low-key relate to this second.
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior? Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
For this one is like, I feel like, I don't know who said this. Somebody said this. I don't know who did it, or maybe it was in a series. But most of the times, our parents aren't even angry at us. They're angry at themselves because, where they think, well, they see us as a reflection of them, and they basically see in us what they were, and they basically taking it out on us, right? So sometimes I'm like, when they yell at me and stuff like that, I'm like, in my head I'm like, you barely even got to this point yourself. Like, you barely even got to uni or whatever. So why are you yelling at me? At least I'm here. At least I'm trying. And the only way to get over the whole I have to impress my parents is just to really go out there in the world and create your own identity. When you create your own identity, you don't depend on the identity that your parents put on you. It's harder said than done because, as you know, POC children, we're never really that far from the nest, especially if you're a girl. You're never that far away from the nest because you gotta come back at some point. So yeah, if you're a kid watching this, if you don't live for yourself, you're gonna wake up 20, 30-year-old and not want to be here anymore. Don't want to unalive yourself. So don't be disrespectful, but as a kid, just start doing little things for yourself. If you want to join sports but your parents don't want you to join sports, join, because those are the little things that are gonna make you create your own identity. And parents, like, don't be so harsh on your kids. Like, I don't know how it's like when you become a parent. I get that you see things from your parents' perspective, but I also want you to never forget that you were a kid once. You know how it feels like to be yelled at. And I would like you to also break that generational curse. It's hard, even for me as an older sister. I've had to regulate how I deal with my little brother, because oftentimes I feel like I'm just reacting like my parents. And I don't want that. I want him to have a safe space in me, you know?
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior? Can you relate
Is it the
to how I've drawn out in Sharpie?
The whole, first of all, I don't know who told you. There's this thing going around the world. This is that apparently our teeth are supposed to be white. Apparently, well, a bunch of people have said that that's not true. A bunch of people have said that that's true. I don't know how natural that is, because it wouldn't make sense that some of us have, like, I mean, I don't mean like yellow teeth, but like a little bit of yellow in your teeth. Yeah. I don't think you could ever have perfectly white teeth. But if it's like extremely bad, like yellow, I only think that if you're smoking, you would have yellow teeth, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. This one started already, so let's just continue.
Where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every diet to make me look thinner. So why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Listen, what do I need to say? What do I want to say? I'm 21. I'm 21 years old. Surgery, I wouldn't encourage anybody that's younger than 25 to get. And I think a lot of people that are 25 and older have said this, is that the features that you hate a lot when you're younger, you grow to love as you grow older, just because now your body is fully developed and your features are all coming together. I think she looks like a high school student, and I think it's mostly because in high school it's a lot of bullying and they're making fun of her for not having everybody else's job. But let me just drop this. A lot of the bullies in high school and the beauty queens and whatever, once they leave high school, babes, take it from me, I just left high school. So yeah, just wait until you're 25. If at 25 you still feel the same way, then get jaw reconstruction surgery. Just because I feel like then at 25 your body would have fully developed properly.
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every diet to make me look thinner. So why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Because that's not your best friend, love. That's not your best friend. I've watched a bunch of these TikTok where they're like, oh, you had a friend, da 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 da. The more you grow up, the more you realize that you can't give the title of best friend to just anybody. I have, if I can count on both my hands, a limited amount of best friends. Even people that 2 years ago you would have asked me if they were my best friend, I would have said yes. Now today I'm like, nah, we just friends / acquaintances. Just because one thing is when you realize your worth as a person, some of them start feeling threatened. There are certain people that you meet in your life that were your best friends because you were insecure and they could benefit off of this. They could get a one-up over you. And now that you're confident, you're not afraid to speak your mind. You're not afraid to do, what you would have been afraid of doing 2 years ago. Now it's like they're always shady. They're always this. They're always that. Cut them off. If she's not giving you the same energy that you're giving her, cut her off. Especially if you're about to leave high school or you're in uni, whatever, cut her off. Cut her off.
You relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every diet to make me look thinner. So why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
They still don't have a solution for adult acne, child acne. I don't know how my acne cleared up. Mostly what most people told me is drink water. I don't touch my face with my hands anymore. And I wash my face. That's it. And just over time my acne just disappeared. But it still pops up sometimes, but it's not as bad as that. So I don't know. I don't know if maybe you need to go see a doctor. Maybe it's your diet, something. But I think medicine should create somehow a way to fix that.
You relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every diet to make me look thinner. So why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Therapy. Bounce around therapists until you find the right one for you, the right methods for you, but go to therapy. And for all my religious people out there, for my Christians, Muslims, Jewish, Buddhist, all of that, pray. I do think that at a certain point, I'm not saying that prayer can fix everything, but just for other people. But no, I do. Prayer can't fix everything because there's certain things that you need to do yourself with the addition of prayer. So yeah, I stick to that. But I do encourage you to, if you believe in God or high power, pray about it, and then go to therapy. Those two mixed together, you should be alright.
Relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Why do you want to? Why are you studying so much? That is the question. Why? To make, maybe try exploring other things. Maybe then you'll find your worth.
Relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
If they wanna go, let them. That's the best advice that I could give you. If they wanna go, let them.
Drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Ooh. I noticed it at the beginning. I noticed her teeth. I don't know. And they say that certain people can't get their teeth fixed until a certain age. So maybe it's that. I don't know.
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Did it say stop growing? Tall as hell. Tall as hell.
Relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Because those are friends. Friends love you for who you are, not who you try to be. If you have to fake a personality to get friends, then that is not the friend group for you, babes.
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's
This
what
ain't
it
me.
took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every
If you-
diet to make me
Once
look
again, if you have to
thinner, so
fake your
why do I
personality
still
and fake
feel
who
so
you are,
goddamn
none of
inferior?
them are your real friends. So maybe let's start there. Let's not fake.
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every
POC
diet
families.
to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Because you didn't do all of that for yourself, you did that for them. POC daughters, the first daughters of POC families. You didn't do that for yourself, you did that
To
for them.
how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror. I've done every
that a
diet
E?
to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
You probably, because you probably, you probably have an ED therapy once again, and rebuild your relationship with food and your body. Therapy, you probably have an ED.
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Did you do, like, what did you do? Did you do drugs?
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every diet to make me look thinner, so why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Because that's not you. I know that these are simple things, but like, this is not you. At some point, for a lot of us, we need to stop living for our family. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Stop living for your family, and I promise you.
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me?
Is it DPD? DPI? I don't know.
In the mirror, I've done every diet to make me look thinner. So why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
Bipolar disorder. I don't know much about.
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every diet to make me look thinner. So why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it, babes. They don't deserve it. One thing I will say this before we come to the end of this video is that one of the things that I've also had to learn in my 20 years of age is that if they're not willing to reciprocate the energy that you give them, the love and all of those things, then stop doing it. Stop doing it and see just how quick they stop calling you, they stop asking you to hang out, all of those things.
Can you relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors if that's what it took for me to look in the mirror? I've done every diet to make me look thinner. So why do I still feel so goddamn inferior?
I don't think a self-love book. I just say, oh, first let me finish this.
Oh my god, another baby.
It's so terrible. But let me just say this. A self-love book will never tell you exactly how to love yourself, just because self-love is different for every person. So that was that for today's video. Our generation, I just want our generation to heal. I want our generation to do better. I want our generation to be better, because I know we've been raised by messed up parents that come from a messed up generation that came from messed up parents, and we are the product of that. But I just think that one thing is, I feel like if you you know you have a problem and you've established that you have a problem, go see a therapist. It will never hurt. And take care of yourself. If you feel like your family is what's killing you slowly, don't be afraid to take a step back, unless you live with them. And if you live with them, take it subtly, because you know them POC families, they take everything personally. Anyways, that was that for today's video. I hope that I at least gave a little bit of advice in between something. I'm sad that our generation is like this, but as long as we're talking about these topics and discussing these topics, I know that we'll do better. I know that our kids will be better. I know that our future will be better. So that was that for today's video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you at the next one.